It's the question that every great business needs to be answering, which is what makes you different? And for new and emerging franchisors, it's critical that you differentiate your franchise offering. And today we're going to go over the basics, what you should be focused on, how to build your brand assets, and how to start differentiating your franchise offering. Building your brand assets and differentiating your franchise offering for new and emerging franchisors, the goal always is to get a good start, avoid misdirection, and build your brand assets. And this is so critically important. And the reason we're doing this video is we see so many new franchisors, they enter the franchise marketplace, they don't have the right strategy in place, they're not building their franchise brand assets. They're not differentiating their franchise offering. And so what happens next is they get stuck. They attend conferences, they spend money on media, but they're not getting the right ROI. They're not gaining brand traction. And so if you're new to franchising or you're an existing franchisor and you feel like you're not gaining the right traction, it may not be the media and it may not be the broker conferences. You may not have built the right foundation, and you may not be differentiating your franchise offering. And we're going to dive into that today. And so we're going to cover some of the basics. Remember, the goal is to differentiate our franchise offering. The goal also is we want to get off to a good start. We don't want to get stuck with misdirection, lost traction, and ineffective digital marketing, effective franchise sales discovery process. And so what's the pathway? How can we differentiate our brands? What are some signposts and signals you should be focused on? Things that you should be questioning and evaluating to see if you're truly differentiating your brand, right? So as you evaluate your franchise sales website, as you evaluate your franchise sales discovery presentations and process, view everything through the mindset of a franchise broker or a potential franchise investor. What makes you different? What's differentiating your brand? And to start, you're an emerging franchise brand, and we want to focus on that emerging, up-and-coming opportunity, right? So we want to distinguish ourselves from mature, larger franchise brands, and we want to differentiate ourselves from the competition. And some of the building blocks to build these brand assets that are going to help you differentiate, well, they're your opportunity profile, your brand story, unit economics and unit economic transparency, scalability, if your franchise has the ability to scale for your owners, and your culture, and ultimately your discovery ground game. So we want to hone in on some of these items. I think if you focus on them and ask serious questions and challenge what you're doing now, challenge your media, well, it could be a good opportunity to start building up better brand assets and better differentiators. An important tip, a critical goal is don't just duplicate what the competition is doing. Just because a larger franchise system is doing something doesn't mean you should. And just because your competition is doing something doesn't mean you should also. We want to be different. We want to differentiate. We don't want to differentiate just for the sake of doing it, but with a purpose of serving our franchisees and creating clarity around our franchise offering. So don't duplicate. Let's focus on something unique for our franchisee candidates. And by the way, guys, we have some exciting announcements coming up in the next couple of weeks. We'll be launching Good Spark, which is a first of its kind franchise growth accelerator for emerging brands. We're going to have some amazing things from our accelerator membership program, our coaching program, master classes, and a great community. So be on the lookout. That'll be launched in the next couple of weeks, and we're really excited about it and looking forward to hearing your feedback and really engaging as we all go to the next level. Okay, so today's topic, we want to differentiate. We want to build brand assets. This is a level 1 discussion, baseline level. And the best way to differentiate, let's focus in on your opportunity profile, your brand story, your unit economics, scalability, and culture, right? Those are the goals today. And you may have seen it in other videos, but when we're talking about opportunity profile, something we discuss very often, something that is critical to the franchise development process as we're franchising businesses And as we're working with emerging franchisors on redeveloping their sales processes, one of the biggest questions we have, or the most valuable, is what's the opportunity that you offer your franchisees? And not in terms of the industry you're in or the products and services you're selling, but in the franchisee's economic life, how does your franchise serve them? Are you a legacy building opportunity where a franchisee may be investing significant amounts of money, a significant initial investment, expecting high ROI, and have the potential to build a legacy, generational wealth? Or is your franchise a lower investment and the opportunity profile is income replacement? So the franchisees we serve, they're going to make an investment. Their ROI expectations are moderate, and they're looking to replace their income. And down the line, lower the estimated initial investment, lower ROI expectations. Is our franchise a supplemental income opportunity or a lifestyle type franchise where social mission and greater good overrides financials, right? Why do we want to understand and really define our opportunity profile? Because it's going to change the tone and the way you communicate with your franchisee candidates and with your franchise brokers. We can't be everything to everyone, right? If we're a supplemental income business, then we need to own that. We want to own that. Then our website, our content, our media, our differentiators should be focused on lifestyle and how we help supplement income, maybe part-time work, home-based business, those types of features. Income replacement also. What is our opportunity profile? Is our franchise offering capable of replacing the income of corporate refugees, people that are investing and they want to replace that income? And if so, how you differentiate your brand is going to be focused on that income potential. Your item 19, the scalability of your franchise operations, the initial investment, potential ROI. And the same thing with legacy building. Where emerging brands get stuck or we see many issues is they've never really thought about the opportunity profile, the economic expectations of their franchisee candidates or their good fit franchisee candidates. And the result is we see just washed out and generic media. And you know what I'm talking about, the franchise sales websites that talk about, have headlines of franchise with us, or talk about support and other generic things, but are not diving into what the candidates are looking for, whether it's enhancing their lifestyle, giving them a great opportunity to supplement their income and how we do it, or replacing their income. So you need to lock down your opportunity profile. And my recommendation right now is evaluate your item 19, evaluate your item 7 estimated initial investment, your initial franchise fees, your income potential, your ROI potential. And what category would your brand fall into? Is it an income replacement opportunity? Is it a lifestyle? Is it legacy building? And your answer to that question should play a significant role in how you approach your franchise sales media, your website copy, your website videos, your discovery process, how you communicate with brokers. And I promise that clarity is going to help you elevate your franchise sales, your franchise brand assets. It's going to be critical to your growth strategy and how you differentiate your franchise offering. So again, we're differentiating and we want to start off with that baseline of what is our opportunity profile. So what are some other base level foundational building blocks and questions we should be asking and focusing on? This slide here, right? This information, here's some key factors that I think you could hone in on that'll help you differentiate. When you focus on them, everything you're doing is going to present itself in a more genuine way and a more honest way with franchisee candidates. So where we want to focus, culture, FDD, KPIs, the data, and make sure that all aligns with your good fit profile, the economic story you're telling, and your franchising numbers, your franchising KPIs, how you set up territories and structures. And we'll discuss some of these some more. But again, the goal is we want to differentiate your franchise offering. We want to differentiate your franchise offering, differentiate your franchise sales website, your copy, your discovery process, what you're focused on and what you're communicating. And we're emerging brands. So culture, management team, that's critical to the process. Franchise buyers need to know that they align from a cultural standpoint, from a mission standpoint, with the leadership team of their franchisor, and some check marks or signals we would be looking for on your franchise sales website, in your about page, in your founder story. Are you discussing the philosophical belief that motivates your organization, the reason why you created the underlying business, the greater good or benefit you provide to your customers? And from that standpoint, then the culture you've incorporated in how you deal with your franchisees, the transformation you're focused on offering your franchisees, these all become critical points in differentiating your brand. And they're a big opportunity because either franchise websites and franchise media, franchisors either ignore culture and foundational beliefs completely, or it's just very generic. My experience, our experiences here in working with our client brands as they accelerate, as they gain momentum and really magnetize their brand, people are drawn to people. People are focused on culture. They want to know what you believe. They want to have belief in your leadership team. And they want to believe in the philosophical and bigger goals, the greater good that you're out to achieve. So I would spend some time right now from a cultural standpoint, what are the foundational beliefs that led to forming your company? And what are those foundational beliefs on how you feel about your franchisees and your goals for them? And that's important to communicate. Differentiating. So culture, important. Next, let's get into the numbers, the KPIs. What does your FDD say? And most important, how do we correlate all of this with your good fit opportunity profile? As an example, if we're an income replacement business, franchise buyers are going to be looking toward your item 19. Does your item 19, your gross sales, your cost of goods sold, gross profit, EBITDA, cash flow, does that support a franchise sales process and communications where you're communicating to your franchise buyers, we can help you replace your income? Or if it's a supplemental income business, how does this all filter in? How are we setting up the FDD? Do you offer single territories, multi-territories? What are the expansion options? And importantly, does your FDD align with your opportunity profile? And if it does, how are you demonstrating that in your franchise sales materials? If we're a legacy building business, we need to be talking about multi-unit opportunities. We need to be talking about very powerful item 19 numbers. And if we're a lifestyle or supplemental income business, we need to connect what our initial franchise fee is with that supplemental income, our item 19, our territory structures, and the operational day-to-day that a franchisee is going to experience. So take your good fit opportunity profile, categorize where you're at. What are your KPIs? Are the KPIs in your FDD, in your item 19, aligning with that profile? And if not, then there's some work to do there. And if so, then we need to be communicating that story, which gets to item 19, the economic story. So many new franchisors, I think maybe not intentionally, but unintentionally, and through maybe some bad advice by vendors and whatnot, they forget to focus on the reason that so many people are buying a franchise, which is to transform their lives, create economic security, achieve economic goals. Again, back to the opportunity profile. What opportunity are we offering the franchisees, and what's the economic story the FDD is telling? And most importantly, item 19. What data are we reporting in item 19 and how does it align? And when you're thinking about your item 19, don't get stuck in a formula process, right? Item 19s can be very flexible. They can have broad-based data as long as someone takes the time legally and from a business standpoint to develop a clear set of definitions and to develop and include clear information, whether it's gross sales, gross profit calculations, cash flow calculations, which are critically important to income replacement and legacy building businesses. But maybe, a deeper dive beyond that is detailed KPIs. If there's a contact center, what are contact center conversion ratios? If there's a marketing program, what are conversion ratios there? What are average ticket sales? Again, we want data and information, KPIs, that we could report in item 19 that's going to support the opportunity profile and give a franchise buyer better visibility into what he or she should be expecting. And there's tremendous opportunities in item 19. And of course, that data naturally flows in an important way in the franchise sales discovery process on your website and your presentations. And again, with the FDD also, as we differentiate the brand, as you're differentiating from the competition, well, what does your initial franchise fee structure look like? What are your territory structures? And how do they align with franchisee goals, right? If we're income replacement, are there opportunities we're going to afford to franchisees to add additional territories to create that scalability, to create that growth opportunity? If it's a supplemental income business or lifestyle business, what are the technology solutions? What are the marketing solutions, the done for you solutions that are going to make the franchisees' lives easier and more of a plug and play opportunity? Those are all critical factors. And when you think about it, there's some amazing franchise sales organizations out there, right? And I know so many emerging franchisors, they want to work with franchise sales organizations, and with the right ones, that's always valuable. But the message here right now is these are the steps that they're going to be evaluating at the most basic level when they look at your brand and the advice they would give. So when an FSO, a franchise sales organization, or super experienced franchise development team, like what we do with our clients as they're going through their franchise journey, we want to focus in on these things. These are base foundational building blocks that we want to see on the website, in the media, and they're the real differentiators, that founder story, demonstrating your culture, the philosophical beliefs that your team is built around, your opportunity profile, understanding how your franchise economically fits into your franchisees' lives, and then tuning all of your communications, how you report your item 19, all your data to support that opportunity profile and telling that economic story. And then also the structure of your FDD, which ultimately gets to differentiating your brand. Now, pulling all of this together, where is this media going to live? Where's our communications as we differentiate our brand story, as we differentiate our franchise offering? Well, it's going to be on your franchise sales website. It's going to be in your franchise sales media, in your discovery process. So as you're thinking about these items, right, as you're evaluating differentiating your franchise brand, evaluate your sales website. Is your headline, is it a transformative headline focused on and aligning with your opportunity profile? Or is it just a typical franchise with us or buy an X franchise? And it shouldn't be. We need to focus on a transformative headline, right? As we're focused on other differentiating factors and considering our websites, your good fit profile, your transformative headline should align with your opportunity profile. The three uniques of your franchise offering, well, they should also align. What's your opportunity profile? If it's income replacement, one of my uniques needs to be our item 19 data, our financial data, should also be our operating data in terms of operations and scalability, and should also be the suite of services that we're focused on how we help our franchisees succeed, right? And also on that website, a deeper dive. Who's our management team? What's our philosophical beliefs? Why do we exist? What's the greater good we're out to achieve, and how we're going to do this with our franchisee partners, which gets into all other media and videos. But the key today, guys, the goal is to start thinking about differentiating your franchise offering, focus on these fundamentals, and then let's keep the conversation going. Right now, focus on these fundamentals, focus on your website, your franchise sales materials, and ask yourself, legitimately ask yourself, if I were a franchise buyer, what's so different about my brand? Or if you're having a conversation with a franchise broker or a franchisee candidate, how would you answer the question of what makes you different? We have our brand story masterclass. Good Spark is on its way. If you have any questions, reach out. We're always here to have a great conversation. And any comments below, for sure, our team will be answering that.